Welcome everybody to our Whole Woman Co. Social Night. This is the first time that we are doing this for you. So welcome YouTube, welcome Instagram, welcome Facebook, welcome TikTok, wherever you are watching from. We want to invite you, invite your friends to join in on this conversation. And we are talking about all things Whole Woman Conference. Would you join us, ladies?
Yes.
We are excited and we are here to talk about this Whole Woman Conference that's coming up in 6 weeks. Can you believe that? 6 weeks. I can't believe from in November when God put this on my heart that we are already 6 weeks out. Isn't that amazing? And all the things that God has done. Once we started to announce this women's conference, I'm telling you, the gifts have poured in, the people have poured in, and the donations have poured in, and people have been so gracious. That lets me know that you are hungry and that you are needing a word, a touch from God. And here's the thing, God heard it. God is the one that did this for you. And so I want you to invite your friends. We're going to have a really fun social night. We're going to talk about some of the things, not all of the things, because you just have to come and get the rest of the stuff. But we're going to talk about some of the rooms that we're going to be in. We're going to talk about some of the fun rooms that we're going to be doing. And so I want you to invite your friends, like and subscribe and share and do all those fun things. And hey, we have some giveaways for you. I've got to tell you, and I told the ladies already. I was at church one Sunday and a lady came up to me and said, Julia, I bought an all-inclusive ticket. And she said, but something came up and unfortunately I can't go anymore. I do not want my money back. I want to donate my ticket to somebody who really, really wants to go and who can't afford it. I said, yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. I will do that. Then yesterday, as I was telling somebody, hey, we're going to do this social media on Thursday, and a lady came up to me and said she couldn't come, but she wanted to donate this ticket. She said, hey, would you mind adding 3 more tickets to your giveaway? I said, absolutely. She said, you know what? I want to bless some ladies too who might feel like they can't afford to come. And so I want to add 3 more tickets to your giveaway. And so if you are watching tonight or Saturday or Sunday, you have an opportunity to get one of these tickets. And later on through the night, as you keep watching, we're going to tell you how. So keep tuning in, invite your friends and share, and join in on this conversation. And hey, put in your questions. I want to answer your questions. I want to talk back with you. And so, listen, would you join us as we have this conversation? Yay! Yes. Ladies, I am so excited. I know some people that actually need some of these tickets. They were telling me, they were like, how many are you giving away? Can I get one? How can I? Is there a discount code? No, the whole thing is discounted already. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. Tell me, ladies, are y'all excited about this conference?
Super excited.
I want to know. I want to know. Why are you excited? Because I mean, I know I am, but that goes without saying.
Well, I want to tell you, Julia, I am super excited. It just isn't coming quick enough.
Oh my goodness.
I know 6 weeks out, but I wish it was like next week because, I want to just go to all the rooms because, I'm having a hard time deciding. And I just want to let everybody know that this is not like your typical women's conference. This is a life-changing experience.
Yes.
Because when we come and when we leave, we're going to have the tools that we're going to need to deal with the things that we'll be dealing with once we leave. Once we leave a conference, usually we're left, well, okay, now what do I do? And, you don't have nowhere to turn. So this way, at least we're going to be learning how to deal with different things. Like with me, one of the main ones I want to do is dealing with grief. I find that I thought I dealt with grief, but I'm really noticing that it's a lot of times I wasn't dealing with the grief that, I should have been dealing with. So I believe that room is really on my list that I'm going to be going for.
That's
because I think there's
awesome.
a lot of people that what they do is that instead of grieving, grieving should be a natural process.
Yes.
And we all
Yes.
need to grieve, but like me, I feel like I need to be a strong person, and I was always looked at in my family like, you're the strong one.
Yeah.
And so I always felt like I had to be strong and just, keep it all together.
Yeah.
When the reality is that you're really not all together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that's the
So
truth.
I'm excited. That's all I
Yeah.
can say. I
No,
really
thank you,
invite
Luz.
everyone to come
Yeah.
because it's going to be totally different type of women's conference.
Yeah, no, thank you for sharing that. That is the, Tim and I did a live a few weeks back, and almost in all of the comments, they kept asking, do you have a grief room? Do you have a grief room? Do you have a grief room? And that was one of the first rooms we created that we wanted to make sure we had was a grief room. Luz, to your point, when we lose something in life, especially someone, we typically take it in. And we, especially women, sometimes I know for me, I process internally, right? And it's not the healthiest. I admit that. It's not the healthiest, but it's what we do.
Right.
And we can cry and we can do all those things, but we just sort of move on every day. But we don't really get the help we need and the tools when we're having a bad time and we're all alone, and all of a sudden, boom, that person, we just start missing them so heavily. And we find ourselves cooking dinner, weeping, crying. Now we're uncontrollable crying. And, or we are just like all of a sudden paralyzed. It's like, I can't function. I miss them, and it's like, but we have to know that some of us didn't do what we needed to do to teach us how to grieve properly.
Yeah.
And we tried to do something that is not supposed to be done by ourselves on our own. We're trying to do it on our own. And so that's why our body is manifesting and reacting these sort of ways. And so a grief room is so important. And, we lose loved ones, all right? And we don't grieve anything we don't love. Right? Or else why we're not if we hated it and we ain't grieving, we're like, about time. Wait till that joker got 6 foot on them. They were miserable. Right? So there's some people you're like, okay, if we're being real. But we grieve what we love.
Right.
Yes.
And so there are things too, in addition to humans that we may have lost, there are probably things in our life, sicknesses or things that may have debilitated us, that we can't be who we once were because of a sickness. And we have to grieve maybe the loss of our strength, the loss of ourself, the loss of who we maybe were before, that we don't have that back again. You could have been strong and vibrant and doing all these great things, or an athlete, and then an injury happens. And you can't do those things. Like you gotta grieve that.
That's true.
We don't think that we're losing. We gotta grieve losing who we once were. And so now to embrace who we can be. The loss of a job, the loss of friendships, the loss of good friendships that we thought were like, I thought they were going to be in my life forever. And like, they're not there, right? So grief, we grieve what we love. And it's such an important room. And so if you're watching, I want to know, put in the chat, is there anything you've ever had to grieve? Is there a person or a loved one that you have had to endure the loss of and maybe didn't think you needed to go to counseling or didn't think you needed therapy for it? We have a grief room for you. We've got a grief room for you. And let's take the time. And it could have been 10 years ago, 12 years ago. I had a friend tell me that they lost their child and they lost their parent a little over a decade ago. And now to lose a child is a whole different, that's just a whole nother. Okay, so we need this, all right? And so this person lost both. And they said to me, I I grieved so hard in my own way, but I never got the help and the counseling. And yet I'm just now thinking I'm a little bit better. A little bit better after over a decade. And I get it. Like because culturally too, we don't get this help.
No.
You know what I mean? We don't go seek that, you know? Like we have to, we sit there and we take it. And like Luce, to your point, you're the strong one, you can handle it, and I don't need that. And it's like, first of all, God put people on this earth to help us heal together. He helped to help us walk through life and heal together. Cheryl, you have friends?
I do.
Do you walk through this life by yourself?
No, I don't.
No.
No, and you know, there's that saying that they would say, hurt people, but heal people, heal people.
That's right.
So we have to look at both sides of the equation.
We have to look at both.
What COVID, the grief, so many people have not dealt with the grief of what COVID did for them.
That's right.
It's changed their life.
That's right.
Changed their environment and everything, and have not held through, as we're noticing that every day, that so many people are don't have hope.
They don't have hope.
They don't have hope.
They've lost their hope.
Lost their hope.
They've lost their faith. And then, and when you lose your faith, you know, because when life happens, you know, Tim says life be lifing, right? When life happens, it sometimes takes the steam out of you, right? And we just keep moving on. And this is why we're having this event or this experience, is because, okay, ladies, I want you to come so you can pause from moving on and let's just breathe for a minute and let's just try to take a pause and deal with it.
Not keep bleeding on each other. I mean, we don't, I don't think even people even understand that sometimes that we're doing that. Because we're dealing with our own pain, whatever our issue is. And that we're bringing people along on the process with us as we're dealing with whatever those issues are. And if we sit and take the time to, I'm having to do it, a lot of, you know, internal. You know, I'm like you, I internalize everything and then one day it'll explode all over everybody. And so
I can't stand it.
Yes. So, you know, you have to take that time to deal with what that issue is. And, you know, you said 10 years. And then all of a sudden you're sitting there eating a bowl of cereal. And there might be a cereal where your bowl was slapped when you were eating a bowl of cereal. Then it's always like it comes and it becomes that. So I'm really interested in the trauma, you know, dealing with the trauma.
Come on.
You know, because we have trauma triggers every day.
Which room?
Neuroscience.
Is the neuroscience of trauma.
The neuroscience and trauma. Yes.
I'm real excited about that room because I'm always, you know, I'm that Enneagram 1. So as we talk about.
This is the Enneagram queen, everybody. Any of you, okay, hear me and hear me well. Cheryl Roseborough here. Her name is Cheryl Enneagram Roseborough. Okay? And if you need anything Enneagram, check this lady out. Okay, she is all about Enneagram.
I am. I love it, but because it's all about things that we need to understand. You know, there's one thing that they talk about called the SNAP method: stop, notice, ask, and pivot. So that's part of what the Enneagram teaches. But you know, but the neuroscience of trauma, that's piece of it, because you have to stop, you have to think about what you're doing, and then make that pivot and move in a different direction. Because we live in emotions, high emotions, and I wear a crown of emotions. You know, that person that walks sometimes but that's because of my past trauma, and so something triggers it, and if you're getting triggered every single day with that trauma, like you said, then it starts affecting you in every which way, shape, form, or fashion. Hives on your body, or whatever the case may be, hairs falling out, and you're not understanding, and then you have autoimmune disorders, all of these things that are happening. So when you can get to the deep levels of it and understanding what's going on, I'm a believer now of, you know, getting in meditation, and so I'm excited about those, like the yoga and doing those things that's going to help me rest, decompress, and breathe.
That neuroscience is so important. In fact, on our Unpacked show, we had a neuropsychologist who knew all about it, who came on the show, and he talked quite a bit about how the neurophysiology how trauma affects the neurophysiology, and how it gets into your emotions and it gets into your system, where it begins to sort of change your your DNA. I don't know all the things, but I do know I'm going to be in that class.
I'm gonna be right there with you.
Yeah, because how these trauma embeds into your neurosystem and how it begins to adjust, and it's so powerful. It's so powerful, and so that neuro psychology trauma is that class. I'm definitely looking forward to being in that class. Now, here's the thing, guys. I know you're gonna kill me, but you can only pick one class.
I know. That's the tough part.
I know.
Do the conference several times.
Good one.
I know it would never end, but I know and I wish, but I wanted to make sure that we were able to cover topics that we deal with, that us, right, that we deal with, and it's because we need it. We need it. Janice.
Yeah.
What room are you looking forward to going to?
You know, I'm really looking forward to going to emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
I'm an Enneagram 4. We talked about this a little earlier.
We did.
And I always joke, so Enneagram 4 is the feeler. So they're like the emo ones of the Enneagram group. So you feel all the things. And I feel like in our current culture and society, especially in Christendom, I almost feel like emotions are almost demonized. Like, you know, your heart is deceitful, you know, like who can know it? Like these things shouldn't lead you. But, you know, clearly the Lord made us have emotions.
Yes.
Jesus had emotions. He felt things. And so learning how to properly channel that, learning how to do that in a way that is Christ honoring, but still also being like, I feel this.
Yeah.
And how to kind of merge those two, I think would be really interesting to me.
Yeah. That I think it's awesome because it's awareness, right?
Yeah.
So knowledge is power. When you know, you can become aware. I've said this on our Unpacked show before, but I want to say it here again. Luke 9 and 1 and 2 are my favorite. It's just one of my favorite scriptures because it talks about God sending the disciples out, and he's like, hey, I'm going to paraphrase for you, but he's saying, hey, go out to heal the sick and, you know, do this. I'm going to empower you to go do this, go heal, go preach about the kingdom of God. Then in verse 2, he says, hey, now go out and go heal the sick. And I'm like, why are you saying heal twice? You just told us this in verse 1. I couldn't get past what seemed to me redundant. And I'm like, God is not, like he didn't need to repeat himself in just a verse by itself. So it bothered me. So I began to study that verse. I began to study both of them. And the word heal in the first verse is different from the word heal in the second verse.
Interesting.
The word heal in the first verse means go out and heal the sick. It is power that I'm going to give you, that I'm going to get the credit for. It is miraculous, dunamis power that comes from me. You lay hands on them, they are going to be healed. It is through my power. But verse 2, he says, now when you go out in verse 2, he was like, you're going to heal them. And it is healing through your power. And what that is you're going to walk with people. That word heal comes from the root word therapeunin, which we get our word therapy.
Right.
And so we are going to walk it out. It is the ministry of presence.
I love
It
that.
is the ministry of doing life with people. And God is in both. He said, there are some people I can heal and I will heal immediately in touch. There are others that I'm putting in your life that I've equipped these disciples to walk out life with you. And so to even have that word therapy in there, he wants us to walk things out with others because he's given us the power to heal as well. Isn't that awesome?
That is.
The powerful thing is we have 9 10 different classes that people can choose
Yes.
from. But God is putting us in those specific rooms to learn and to heal what we need.
That's
personally.
right. That's right.
But there's going to be connections made with other women that are going to be there.
That's right.
You're going to teach them something about the neuroscience of trauma that they didn't know about because they weren't able to attend the class. But maybe that's something that God speaks to you and says, I need to talk to that lady right there. Something's drawing me to her to help her heal. Maybe something she didn't learn about in this specific class. So I think that's the powerful thing about it, is that although there are so many wonderful classes available, the connections that are going to be made through God speaking to us in our own healing.
That's good.
That's beautiful, Mallory. That is beautiful, and that's true. We are there to heal and to heal.
I love that.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know, we are. So we talked about grief. We talked about our neuropsychology room. We talked about
emotional intelligence.
the emotional intelligence. Yes. We also have a purpose room. What is your purpose? Everybody wants to know. Okay, hey, you know what? I don't have no trauma going on. I'm good in life. My job is good. I don't need all these other classes, right? I make good money. I'm chilling, right? So, okay, great. But you're still unhappy, right? Or you still have a question mark,
Right.
or you're still trying to figure things out. And it's like, man, I got all this, but I go home alone, right? And am I still happy? Like, is there more, right? Is there more for me? Or is this just it? Is this the pinnacle in my life? And so we have a what's your purpose room. And do you know, I don't know, well, you wouldn't know, but I'm telling you that purpose room is pretty much sold out and has been from when we opened up this conference.
Wow.
That what is your purpose room is the highest attended room thus far, and we actually only have like 10 slots left in that room. And so I want you to know, get in that room if that's you, okay? And if you think about, oh, everything is great, that room, the person teaching that room is so gifted and so qualified that I promise you, you will not be disappointed. You are going to come out running like you were just like, I'm on top of the world. So that what's your purpose room, it's vital. It's vital.
So many people don't know.
You explain that because that is what would be my choice.
That'll be your choice, Carol? Yeah, the purpose. A lot of people struggle with
Their purpose.
what am I supposed to be doing? I look at this person, they're doing this. They're great at that. But what am I great at? What do I, what is, and it's a question that all of us ladies.
Where do I fit in?
Where do I fit in?
And you don't want FOMO. You don't want FOMO.
Right, we don't want FOMO.
You know, so
Missing out. Where are my gifts? Where my talents come?
Yes.
Like my purpose? What is my assignment? What is my calling? I think that's a conversation I know I want to be a part of.
Come on.
Because I think we all get into this space where we don't know who we are. And we ask the questions, who did I decide to be?
Yeah.
Who did others tell me I had to be?
Wow.
Yeah.
And then who did God say?
Yeah.
So hopefully getting into a little bit of those dynamics in the class.
Yeah. Because it can be confusing.
It is.
When a lot of people have input on who you should be and what you should do and how you should act and how you should be, right? And it's, especially if they're a person that has influence in your life, you tend to take that to heart, right? But then you might feel like, but I would want to do this. But this person spoke this into my life. And then now you're trying to hear, well, God, what do you want? And then sometimes, everybody's voices begin to sound like it's God's voice.
Inner voice that sounds like fear. Out and fear, just being insecure about your own abilities and your knowledge and your ways of living your life. So you have those inner voices, those external voices, and then what is God saying?
Yeah.
That's exactly my experience because I come from a family of teachers. And principals, my grandparents, my parents, my mom, all the brothers. So I went that route. I'm gonna be a teacher. And I have the gift.
Yeah.
I can teach people.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what my purpose was. And now that I came to church, one day, all of a sudden, I sit in front of the drums. And I didn't know I have the gift of playing the drums.
Wow. No lessons.
Amazing. Nothing. What? Pastor invited me to class. They said, okay, you guys, we have a worship leader over here, and you can.
I love
you want a class? You want class?
Yes.
You're welcome to. I went and I sat in on the drums.
Yes.
Yeah.
Started getting it, girl.
And it's when I start realizing what is my purpose.
Yes.
I'm a musician.
Yeah.
Never passed through my head.
Really? Oh, that's awesome.
And now when I read that we have a room for that, hopefully I can attend.
I love that.
There's room.
Yes.
That's more for me.
Yes.
In an area that probably I don't know.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, that's
To
awesome.
find out.
Yeah, that's
so many people
awesome.
have made purpose a cliche word, and
Yeah.
and it shouldn't be. You
Yeah.
know, it really shouldn't be, because purpose is something that is so tied to who you are as a being.
Yeah.
You
It's
know.
divinity. It's what God has created you to be. It's
Yeah.
not even about what He's given you to do, but who are you supposed to show up as?
Yeah.
Right. In different environments, using the different talents that you discover that you have.
That is so great.
And how your gifts connect to that. So this is exciting.
I love that.
Love that. And out of all the instruments.
Right.
Right, I know.
I mean, I need to go give her a saxophone.
Right. What else? What else is there? I love that.
That's awesome.
And it was so amazing because we were in class at a certain area of the church. There was people over there that they were doing their stuff.
Yeah.
And then the worship leader started with the keyboard. And then I start with the drums, and everybody turns and says, and everybody starts singing. Everybody got involved.
Wow.
Wow.
I love it.
That's amazing.
Carol's coming to the conference and she's going to play some drums.
Yes, let's see it.
Talking about that though too, her purpose elevate, just wholly evolved.
Yeah.
Your confidence in who you are, because you're finding who you are.
Yeah.
But I think that's the key about purpose, is that it's never really just handed to us. We discover it
Yes,
as we grow.
absolutely.
Yes.
Transforms in different seasons of our life.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Love that.
No, that is so great.
That is
I
so
love it.
awesome.
As a person who loves to do a bunch of things, who has tons of hobbies, and who is never bored,
Yes.
I wonder if I can pick up the drum. But I love people that just try things.
Yeah.
Right? Like you may not know,
Right.
but just do something different. Just try something different. I love that. I love that. Cheryl, while we're here, we hadn't even talked about it. Let's talk about how somebody can get a giveaway.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Because we're going to get back to it, but I
So-
want them, while they're listening, how can they get this giveaway?
So you'll need to, first thing that you need to do, so there's steps, okay?
All right.
First thing first is you need to send an email to WWC, that's short for Whole Woman Co,
Yep.
WWC@embassycity.com.
Okay.
Second is you're gonna need to go to the Facebook page for Whole Woman Co and save the profile picture.
Okay.
And then make that your profile picture.
Come on, profile
and then,
pic.
Yes, profile pic. And then you'll need to, your next thing, what's the third one?
Third thing?
Third thing is you'll need to like both the Facebook page and the Instagram page.
Okay.
And then the last thing you'll need to tag your friends.
Yes.
To the Whole Woman Co or the Facebook page.
Okay.
So, and make sure in your email that you put your name, your address, and your phone number. Because how are we going to get in touch with you if we don't have all that information?
Okay, so they're going to, if you want to win one of these tickets.
Yes.
Now, which one is it? Is it a regular ticket? Is it the big, the all-inclusive one?
So I think we should do the all-inclusive one on another night. On another night.
I guess
But we should do.
skin, y'all.
Okay. So, but we should do the three that you talked about.
All right, so we'll do 3 giveaways tonight. And basically what she said is send us an email to wwc@embassycity.com. Like and subscribe if you're on YouTube, and share and all that, whatever they tell you to do on social media. Hit the button down below. And then change your profile pic. I think we'll have a profile pic in there. It says that I'm going to the Whole Woman Co. And then tag your friends. So is it how many they tag?
So let's have them tag 3 friends. No, let's do 5. 5 is the number of grace.
5.
Let's have them do 5.
Okay, so tag your friends, as many as you can, share it, and then send the email with your name, address, and information. And they'll go through later on and sort everything out. We're gonna pick 3 winners. So the winners can be dependent on who shares the most, okay? Who shares with the most, and we will figure that out. We're gonna give you 1 week to get this together. So you got 1 week, next week, Thursday, okay? 1 week from today, me and Tim, we're gonna be on the Whole Woman Co. Instagram page, okay? So I want you to go to Whole Woman Co. on Instagram, Whole Woman Co. on Facebook, but we will be on the Instagram page next week, Thursday, and we're gonna announce the 3 winners for the general registration. You get a free ticket to the conference, okay?
Love
so
it.
if you need it, come on. We want to be a blessing to you. Amen?
Yes.
Love that.
Amen. That's what all preachers say.
Let the church say it.
So
Amen,
if someone
amen.
wants to register right now, how do they register?
Yeah, they can go to scratch that, because that's what I'm used to. They can go to embassycity.brushfire.com, and it'll be on your screen. You can go right there to register. And if you want more information about the conference, that you can register there too, you can go to wholewomanco.org.
Wonderful.
That's wholewomanco.org. Did you see how we did that?
Yes. Work it.
Juliet, when you talk about the whole woman, what do you envision for this whole woman?
For the whole
Yes.
woman.
What does that look like for you?
You know, I just want every area in our life, as best as I possibly can, to be touched. So I want the 4 main preaching sessions. I want that to touch our external empowerment. I want it to give you life. I want you to feel like you can walk on water by the time you leave. I want you to feel like there is nothing you cannot do. And whatever you put your hands to, God is going to bless it.
Yes.
That's what I want. I want you to know that God is for you in those empowerment sessions, okay? Now, the workroom sessions are also so important, because this is the inner us, right? This is God wanting to heal these wounds, these things that have held us back, that have hindered us from going forward, that have sort of stifled our steps, thoughts that have paralyzed us to say, no, you can't do that, you shouldn't do that, they're gonna think you crazy. You know, why would you go forth and do that? Like, why? I want these workrooms, whatever means to you the most at the time.
Yeah.
I want you to go in and be, why do I think like that? Why do I feel like I can't attain that? Right? Why am I still grieving this loss after 30 years this hard?
Right.
Why can't I be in healthy relationships? Why is my family system, why do I not have healthy boundaries in my life? Okay, why am I having issues with this depression?
Yeah.
Right? Why am I still battling this? Why do I find myself angry all the time? Why do I find myself just unhappy, like I'm angry, I'm struggling? Like, why is this, right? So these are the things that I don't want you to ignore anymore. And if I can give you the tools to equip you to deal with these things when you're by yourself, when you are alone, when those thoughts are coming to attack you, when there's no prayer partner to call, the worship music ain't playing, we're not on Sunday morning where we can be with everybody crying and in the presence of the Lord. This is to teach you how to help and be in the presence of God, and how to physically cope when you're by yourself, or when you're having a hard time, or when you're at work, how to deal with this, and physical tools, actual tools that you can use to help you process this in a way that you may have not had the tools before. So the overall goal is, you could have been living your life okay, just good, you've maintained, but I want you to live the rest of your life exceptional. I want you to live the rest of your days
Step your game up.
phenomenal, amazing. Step your game up. Something I live my life by is if you can do better, then good is not enough.
Oh, I like that.
How I live my life. I'm always challenging myself. Jew, are you just okay? And can you do better? And why aren't you doing better? So ask yourself, can I be better? Right?
Beautiful.
And so the goal is, how can I help you be the very best you in every area of your life? And that is the essence. And so this conference is for you, and it is about you. It is about pouring back and loving you and trying to gather these women to have a big, amazing retreat style experience. I hate the word conference. We're going to have, of course, it's going to have conference elements, but I want to, like all the marketing, I want to scratch out the word conference and put experience. Because that's what I want us to have. A reprieve, a getaway.
And that's so important because it just all of the breakout rooms, just women being able to know who they are, where they become comfortable with themselves, where they build confidence, friendship, they get to collaborate with other women. There's so many important rooms for me. One is cultural diversity. Because this world that we live in, there was so much diversion. There's so much, just diversion and division where cultures are being divided and races are being divided. And having this get together where we get to be with women from all cultures. We get to be with all of God's beautiful creation where we're not segregated, we're not separated, but we get to then empower each other, not based on the melanin in our skin or the lack thereof. It doesn't matter. We're looking at each other because we're all sisters. And so that we can just we have this sisterhood and we can lean on each other and help each other and be a support. And that's what we need. That's what this world needs.
That's right.
And it has to start somewhere. That's right. And it needs to be in the church, even though segregation is for sure in the church.
Sunday's still the most segregated. That hour is the most segregated hour.
So this conference experience is going to start breaking those chains of bondage, and we're going to open this door of, hey, let's all get together. Let's all become sisters and love each other for who we are and not what we look like or whatever. I think this is going to be like a door opening for that.
Love that.
I'm excited.
Thank you.
I love that.
I'm going to be in that room too.
All the rooms are so great. You want to go to all of them? I know. I really wish I could. This, again, it would last 9 weeks. And it's my heart desire. And I thought, oh, Lord, all these rooms are so
good.
And
necessary.
And that's why there's 10 of them. I mean, I know we probably could have had more. I can't cover every issue, but I try to get at least the ones I know. Like, there's another one. There's so many. Oh my goodness. How can we talk about all of them? There's postpartum. Did we talk about that one? Y'all, listen, this is lady stuff we deal with.
Absolutely.
These thingies. All right?
I've had postpartum.
And postpartum is a real thing.
Yes.
Like, it is a real thing that goes underrated, under-discussed. Birth trauma and birth emotions are a thing. Right? That really, if you're not, if you haven't went through that experience, you'll never understand it. Or if you've lived with somebody or been with somebody that has experienced that, you can't comprehend it. But when you have a baby, your hormones are doing all the things. I mean, breakdance. It is breakdancing in your body. It is doing all the stuff. And there's not a button that's like, hey, high alert. You know, it's my hormones are rising. I'm about to be emotional. I'm about to start crying in 3, 2, 1. Like there's not an indicator. And so it affects the people around us, our spouses, our kids, our loved ones that are helping us with this process. And postpartum is a thing.
It's I can speak to that. I had it.
Speak to this postpartum.
I've had 3 kiddos, and I've had postpartum depression, anxiety after each one. And there's such a stigma that can be around even saying that. But you know, when I was going through it, I found out like 1 in 8 women. 1 in 8.
Wow. That's like
that's a ton. Yeah. And it can be such an incredibly isolating experience right when you're in the throes of what should be one of the most joyful seasons of your life. Like you've got this person that is now fully dependent on you. Like, am I going to break them? Am I still showing up for my husband or my spouse? Am I showing up for myself? It can be completely overwhelming. And I think what's beautiful about doing it in the context of this gathering is that you're walking it out with community. You're having some transparency and being like, hey, I can't do this alone, because that's what the enemy wants, is you to get alone in your depression. And sharing that and walking that out with other people is powerful. Very powerful.
That's so important because think about it. So many years ago, who knew about postpartum? There was never a name to that. There was never a name.
That's right.
It was like, you have this kid, you figure it out.
Right.
You couldn't, there was no name to it, so you couldn't
feel that.
You couldn't, you couldn't be depressed because you had to function.
You felt guilty. For what you felt.
Right. Absolutely.
So,
and imagine being a perfectionist.
Right.
Not allowed.
Right.
You're not allowed to cry. You're not allowed to complain.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to step out. You're not allowed to voice. You're not, you know, this whole conference is about breaking.
Yes.
Just shaving those things off. You know, just hammer me out. You know, it's almost like hammer me out and let me be who I really am. You know, touching all the classes. I mean, it's pinpointing. But the greatest thing about it is that it's going to be 2 days.
I love that.
A 2-day thing. And I'm like, women wake up. Register.
I love it.
Because it's about breaking out. Make it happen in you. Allow get rid of diversity. Get rid of
division.
Division. It's not about the language. It's not about the color. It's not about the high class, the lower class. It's about coming forth and allowing ourselves to that postpartum. We know what you're doing, but we're going to hook up with those that are unable. We're going to get educated. We're going to get set free, and we're going to connect, and we're going to connect with them.
I can tell. I love it.
Because you know what? I'm just gonna cry out. You know what? I'm gonna cry out. It's gonna be full. Y te estoy invitando, Mujer de Dios, que me escucha en esta hora. Conéctate con esta conferencia. Va a ser una experiencia. Te vas a librar de todo aquello que te ha detenido. Van a correr las lágrimas y tú vas a ser libre. Conéctate, regístrate, clama. Conéctate, llama, no hay nada imposible, porque también van a haber maneras en cómo entrar si tú no tienes manera. Yo te invito que no sea la última, porque este lugar se va a llenar para ti. And it's going to happen because of you.
I love that.
And Amen.
I love
As
that.
you can see, our interpreter. That's super.
En esta conferencia van a haber 10 diferentes salones en los que van a estar tratando emoción, inteligencia emocional, cuál es tu propósito,
cómo poder tener barreras, cómo poder tener un sistema de familia, cómo podrías lidiar con tus adicciones, si hay sobrevivientes de violencia sexual, va a haber un cuarto que va a estar hablando de eso, cómo puedes cómo puedes salir adelante con el luto que has sufrido, porque se sufre luto no solo por la pérdida de un ser querido, sino se sufre luto por perder la salud, por perder un trabajo, por perder un amigo, y son todas esas cosas que no sabemos cómo tenemos que lidiar con ellas, pero aquí nos van a equipar en estas conferencias para cómo lidiar con eso. También vamos a tener, muchas personas tienden a ser perfeccionistas, y eso no todo el tiempo es lo más ideal. Es bueno esforzarse a lo mejor que uno puede dar, pero no a un caso de que venga a afectar porque quieres hacerlo todo perfecto. Eso. Va a haber también un salón que va a estar hablando acerca de lo que pasa con las mamás después del parto, que se llama postparto. Entonces hay muchas mujeres que van a través de esto, pero que no saben cómo lidiar con eso. O tenemos una amiga y nosotros no tenemos las herramientas para ayudar a esa amiga, a esa hermana o a quien esté pasando por eso. Entonces, si quieres atender en ese salón, ahí va a haber y te van a equipar con las herramientas. Y también va a haber otro salón que va a estar hablando acerca de trauma. Pero lo que estamos viendo y lo que estamos platicando acá es de que cada salón va a tener la conferencia, pero también van a haber expertos que luego te van a estar dando herramientas para cómo vas a seguir. Vas a venir, son 2 días que van a estar cargados de información que te van a hacer una mujer plena, que van a abrir tu mente, que van a abrir tu corazón. Y luego, cuando los 2 días pasan, tú te vas a la casa y estás tú y sola contigo. Entonces van a haber expertos que después tú puedes tener una conversación con ellos y te van a dar herramientas para qué hacer cuando tú vas de regreso a tu casa y tú estás sola, y entonces vas a poder continuar el proceso de sanación que tuviste a través del salón que tú escogiste.
Yes.
Regístrate.
Yes.
Regístrate.
Yes. Register now.
I love this because this is what this conference is all about. It doesn't matter what church you go to, what language you speak. We want you there. Okay?
Yes.
Because this is for everybody. As you can see, we are definitely going to have Spanish interpreters because we don't want anybody to feel left out. We will have ASL interpretation. It is wonderful. We don't want anybody to feel like they cannot connect and they can't come because of a language barrier.
That's beautiful.
So you
That's
come.
awesome.
I am all-inclusive girl, okay?
Yes.
I want everybody, come on in. And so don't miss out. Don't feel like you have a language barrier and you can't work it out. We'll sort it out, all right? We got it. We got you covered. So come on. Listen, I want to do something really quick before we go on. Narisha, while you were sitting there talking, I know we said we would do the all-inclusive giveaway later, but we're going to do it tonight. And here's what I want you all to do by next week when we announce this winner. For the all-inclusive giveaway, I want somebody, because this is how we share, I want you all to be a blessing as well. If there is somebody that you know that you feel like this person really wants to come, but they just can't afford it, they're struggling, they're working, but they know, you know that if they came, they would be so blessed by this conference. I want you to write in a letter on their behalf.
That's great.
Okay? I want you to be a blessing to them and send it in. And we're going to read those letters, so that wwc@embassycity.com, send in the letter and send in their information. We will contact you if they've won, but I want you to write it in on their behalf. Now, there's only one of those giveaways, so I don't want you to feel like if you didn't get picked or win, that the story wasn't good enough. That's not the case. Of course, if there's something, we're going to reach back out to you, but everybody is everybody's voice is heard.
Yes.
Okay? And so I want you to know, write in for somebody who you feel needs it to be a blessing for them. wwc@embassycity.com. And we're going to get that. And we're going to pray over who we can award that all-inclusive ticket to. Amen.
Awesome.
So I wanted to, to do that. And so this is exciting.
Yes.
Carol was explaining to those who only speak Spanish all of the rooms that we have available and how important it is to come to this conference so that we can heal and we can be a part of what's going on. Did I just make that up?
No.
There you go.
Are you sure you understand Spanish?
You know that thing that they will say, the negative committee in your head, so it'll sit down and be quiet. So you need them to be able to come. The committee comes so that negative committee will sit down and be
agregar
quiet.
algo más y es decirle a todas las personas que nos están viendo, que hablan español, de que estas conferencias van a ser en inglés, pero vamos a estar muchas personas acá que vamos a estar traduciendo para que todos sean incluidos. Y también, si ustedes ven la información que aparece en su pantalla, hay un email ahí, las hermanas están haciendo un regalo de unos tickets. Hay personas que quisieron donar dinero para unos tickets para personas que necesitaran. Entonces, si tú nos estás escuchando y tú dices, yo quisiera estar ahí, pero al momento no tengo los medios, entonces tienes que mandar un email a la dirección electrónica que aparece en la pantalla. Send an email.
Yes.
And
for the social media or for the letter?
For
the giveaway? Yes. Send an email.
Mandan un email.
wwc@embassycity.com.
Correo electrónico.
What is the next thing to do?
Then they need to save the profile pic from Facebook.
Tienen que guardar la figura que está en el Facebook.
And Instagram.
And then they'll need to go to
Instagram.
Facebook and Instagram and and like both pages.
Y si entonces van a Facebook y al Instagram y le tienen que dar un clic, un dedito para arriba a la página.
Like.
De esa manera.
Like, subscribe, all of those things. And then
Todas
they'll need
esas
to
cosas que
tag.
nos piden en las plataformas sociales. Entonces, con nuestras cosas, mande un correo electrónico, dele un dedito para arriba a la página y guarde la
Profile pic.
la foto
Make their profile pic.
del
Yes.
Entonces guárdela y de esta manera usted va a entrar a ser un candidato para ganar uno de estos regalos que
And then tag.
I love
Tag
that.
5 people.
y tiene
Or
que
more, as many.
As many, but
many
minimum
as
of
you can.
5.
No,
pero
tag as
también
many as you
tiene
can.
que hacer eso que comúnmente se conoce como tag, que sería agregar a alguna persona o invitar a 5 personas o más, pero
Yeah.
5 personas.
Yes.
So some of our, what's next up on our rooms? Because we haven't even
Have we done self-care? Oh, we haven't done self-care yet.
Yeah, well, the self-care, the nutrition, I need that class
Yeah,
alone.
we haven't even get to the self-care rooms. Now, let me explain why we're having these rooms, the emotional, not the emotional intelligence, but the work rooms. Sorry, we're calling them work rooms. So when we do our breakouts and we go into our work rooms, this is the inner part in the inner healing that we are going to take the time for ourselves to heal, okay, inwardly. Most of us, when we are having a crisis or when we're having a bad day or when we're not having our best moments and we try to cope, we don't typically cope in a healthy way. And we typically cope in an unhealthy way by having bad habits, binging, eating, hurting ourselves, whatever it is, or allowing the thoughts to torment us. We just don't deal with things properly how we should because we don't have the tools to do it. And so what the self-care rooms are, the fun rooms, the self-care rooms, these are healthy ways and healthy alternatives to give you the tools to say, hey, you know what? Let me try something new. Let me try something different. Now that you've got positive tools of how to deal with this anxiety and the depression and the shame. Oh, shame is a whole another one. We don't even have that yet. Oh my Lordy, I want to add another room now. Okay. But you know, we don't we just don't cope well regularly.
Yeah.
And so what the self-care rooms are alternatives to healthy coping mechanisms to give you new hobbies, new outlets, new ideas. Okay, how can I do this better? I want to smoke a cigarette. I want to drink. My typical go-to is to grab that bottle. But now after being at this event, after being at this conference, at this retreat, after now understanding the tools that I need, what are some of the healthy outlets that I could do? Let me play with makeup. Let me do exercise. Let me do a fitness. Let me cook something. Let me play a game. I learned to do a new arts and crafts. Let me knit. Let me do something else other than what you have been doing that may have not been adding to your life in a positive way. And so that's what these self-care rooms are for. I know we haven't even gotten to all of the workrooms yet, but this is the purpose of having self-care rooms is sign up for a self-care room. You have to. You get one self-care room, okay? Get in a place where you can get in a community with other women in our community game room. Do you know that in our self-care room, oh my goodness, just like the purpose room is almost sold out. There is a self-care room that I have to expand to 2 rooms because it is already sold out, and that is the quiet spa-like room.
Amen.
And
Sign me up.
I've been doing what I can to expand a space for that room because that tells me that you all need a rest.
Yes.
You all need to relax and say,
Yes.
you know, and that's okay.
Yes.
I want to be here to be able to provide that for you.
Yes.
That's all that shows me is that, y'all, we are a little tired.
Yes.
Right? From life.
Yes.
From life.
Yes.
We just need a minute to decompress. And believe it or not, when I created that room, I really created it for the introverts out there. Because I have so many. There are so many, because we have fun rooms and game rooms and craft rooms and chunky knit blanket rooms and makeup rooms. It's just fun. And then we've got the yoga, like the exercise. We're going to work out and sweat and have a good time. And we're just going to be funky together. But I was like, but there are women that are introverts that may be like, I don't like people. I don't like the crowds, right? And I need, and not that you guys don't like people, I'm just kidding. I'm married to an introvert, so I know how you guys are, and I empathize with the introverts. But I really initially created this room so that for the introverts that need a space, being around everybody, they need a space to just regroup and reconnect and recharge. So I get that. And I initially created that room for you because it is a quiet room. That room is a no talking room. You ain't gonna be in there being loud. It is a serene, peaceful, you can take a nap. You can nap for a good hour in there. And then you got to get out. But it is a quiet, reflect, you can journal, you can take in what you've just learned. It's just a quiet, non-speaking space.
Love that.
And it's a spa-like where it'll just be an atmosphere. And I think, don't get mad at me if it doesn't happen, but I think, oh, you're gonna kill me if I speak too soon. They're trying to get like a little chair massage people in there.
Yes, Lord.
I'm the first one signing up.
Can I lay down? All right. So I'm gonna do what we can to get some. Any of you masseuses out there that want to do some chair massages, hit us up at event at Embassy City, and we'll get you.
Love it.
We'll get it hooked up. At least they can have a quiet place to just relax.
I love
just
that.
decompress. So that is only in the quiet room. And so I'm trying to create an additional space for that because that room is packed. And that just lets me know y'all need a respite and I want to give it to you. I want to give you what you need. Get the people what they want now. So that quiet room is great. We have a makeup room. Listen, amazing makeup artist that is going to be there and going to give you the tools that you have in your purse and how to make you look like $1 million with just what you have. And so she is amazing. She has brought makeup companies to over $1 million statuses with her gifts and talents. Wow. And so you don't want to miss that out. Bring your mascara, girl, your lip gloss, and we're just going to have a good time in that makeup room. In fact, I told her, I was like, girl, I need to be in your room because, you know, when I'm away from all this dollop, I'm like, what did she do to my face? I'm like, I'm not sure how this goes. Next thing you know, I got lipstick on my forehead. I don't know. Anyway, so that room is really fun. We have a fun game room. And that is the community room where I think we're going to play a really big fun game of bingo while there's spades going on and Pictionary and all these other games and just whatever, all the fun community, laughing, competition, all that good stuff, throwing of books. No, I'm only kidding. No fighting in that room, but we'll have prizes and giveaways in that room. It'll just be really fun. Music, just energetic, where you get to meet and connect with other ladies just like you. And I want to say this, if I didn't say it before, for those of you that feel like, well, I'm private and I don't want to have to share my business. You don't. You don't have to share your business with any of these rooms. When you pick a room, a work room, you need to know that all the other women in that room are dealing with the same thing you're dealing with.
That's right.
So you're not
That's
alone.
Right.
Yes.
You're not alone in that room. Each of these rooms, everybody that's picking these rooms, because that's what they need. And you're going to realize that you're not alone. And although the enemy tries to make us feel like I'm the only one going through this, I'm the only one. You don't have to say nothing because we all know we all dealing with the same thing. So trust me, honey, nobody has room to judge anybody. We're just all in this together. And on the website, you know, I put, listen, I really don't. You know, those of you that know me know, I could care less about your status. I could care less about how much money you have. I could care less about what you do, what professional you are or not, what your role is, what your social or economics. I don't care. If you have breath in your body and you have lived life long enough to know that you've been through some things and you need some things worked out in your life, this event is for you.
Yes, it is.
That's right.
It is.
There's no financial boundaries, no education. I don't care how educated you think you are, whatever. Listen, none of that is important here. What's important is you, just you, without your title, without your position. I don't care if you are a pastor, a leader, a pastor's wife, a leader's wife. If you are the leader, if you're a business owner, if you're a doctor or a lawyer, I appreciate what you do. But at this conference, I just want Stacy and Amanda and, you know, Michelle. I just want you without your titles to come and just be blessed by what we have.
I love that.
We live in a world, though, where titles are so important and what you do and your social status and how many likes, how many followers. Now, you know, so many people are so caught up in that that this is something that, you know, you can wipe all of that away.
Wipe
you
it
know,
up.
even if you go back to it afterwards, you know, but it'll help you to be able to deal with that who your status is and who you are when you leave, because you have the necessary proper tools to be able to do it.
You'll have the tools to know that you don't need those things to validate.
That's exactly
and
right.
if you know who you are, you have those
right.
things and they can be validation tools for other people. But you got to know who you are aside from that. And if you didn't have that, you have to know who you are.
That's right.
If
to
that
be
was
comfortable
never
with
there,
yourself.
that's right.
To be, when you're by yourself.
That's right.
To love you, be comfortable with you, and accept you.
That's right.
When the crown is off, who are you?
Yeah. There's got to be a balance.
Title, task,
you know, whatever it is. There has to be a balance.
That's
and
right.
I believe that this is where we can really just disrobe.
Yes.
And allow balance to
Yes.
let all the triggers come forward.
Yes.
You know, it's just going to be, it's an exciting moment to bring balance to your title, balance to your business, balance to wherever you're standing and whatever platform you're standing in. It's that balance and then the outlook to see others that are lesser than you,
Yeah.
to pull them in so that they too can have hope.
That key
This
word,
is an
hope.
invitation to separate what you do from who you are.
Yes, that's so good.
Who you are.
That's exactly what this is. I have, Tim and I have traveled a lot, and we meet a lot of amazing people and professionals, and they have these very amazing things, and we love them because they're just so normal. You would never know that they have this empire. You would never know that they have this, because they know who they are, that what they do doesn't necessarily define who they are.
That's exactly right.
And some of these very people are coming to this conference. And so you never know who you're going to be sitting next to, because it doesn't matter. They're coming for the same reason you are, because they know no matter how high we reach, I probably still got stuff in my life that I need to sort out. And how can I be a better CEO? And I want to be a better doctor, and I want to be a better friend, and I want to be a better customer service agent, and I want to be a better leader. I want to be a better pastor. This is what this is for. You know that Tim and I don't even do titles. We could care less about them because we know who we are. And if we can begin to change a generational mindset, that is my goal, is to just bring your authentic self, knowing that who you are is your biggest validator. Finding confidence in that.
That's it.
Listen,
Julie, I want to add whose you are too.
That's it.
whose you are.
Whose you are.
Yeah.
I think so many people don't know
They
whose
don't.
they are.
Yeah, they don't
because-
know. Well, and here's the thing. This event is about all these things we're going to learn here. But all of this comes by who you are in Christ. You know what I mean? No matter what walk you come from, what church you come from, we don't want your members. We don't want your membership. We just want you to be so great so you can go back and impact your church. You can go back and impact your community. You can go back and be great wherever you are, so that you know that Christ is in all of this. And so I know it feels different. I know I'm not promoting the speakers, because it's not about that. You have to trust and know that I have prayed. We are praying about who's coming in for you. That should be the most important thing. Here's what you got to know. Jesus is going to be there, right? He's the best person. That's who we know.
Exactly right.
This event ain't even happening if Jesus is not in the center of it all. And so we want him to be the center in your life. And so that when you come out of this event, you feel like he is ever present, and you know, not just feel, that you know he's ever present with you, and that you can go and live your very best life, healing and being healed. Listen, we could go on. It is our time tonight. This is not going to be the last. Remember, next week, Thursday, find us on Instagram at The Whole Woman Co., okay? Hashtag Whole Woman Co. on Instagram. I am going to be announcing the winners of the $500 all-inclusive and the 3 additional registrations that were gifted to you. Do you see? God is putting you on people's heart, and we are so grateful for that. And so I want you to write in for someone else, and I want those of you that are getting the registrations, come on, like, subscribe, send your picture, do all the fun things that it's just fun to do. Do all that. Send it in to the wwc@embassycity.com email, and we are going to announce these winners. Listen, we are excited for you. We are earnestly praying for you. And even when you if you got prayer requests, listen, send in your prayer requests as well. We are going to be praying for you. Our whole team is going to be going on a fast August 8th up into this conference, and we are going to be fasting, praying, and believing for you. So get in there, send in your prayer requests to the same email. Go ahead and send it to there too. We didn't even talk about it, but I knew it's been on my heart. Send it in there as well. And listen, we're going to be praying for you. We want you to come. We want you to be blessed. We want you to be there, and invite your friends. So next week, tune in, and we're going to be announcing the winners. I want you to be a part of what God is doing here. Thank you so much for joining us on the Whole Woman Co. Social Night. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, ladies, for joining us. It has been great. So tonight, signing off. We love you. Bye-bye.
Ladies, let's step our game up this year at the Whole Woman Conference. Join us September 9th through 10th at the Irving Convention Center with our amazing conference host, Juliet Ross. Experience powerful main sessions, impactful workrooms, and exciting self-care rooms. Register today by scanning the QR code or go to wholewomanco.org for more information.